Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games and a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you'd like to see, remember to hit that like button. You want to see more? Hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2019, Career Mode Episode 14. We're getting ready to go into Stage 5 of the Tour de Normandie. And we are in the race lead with a few stages to go. It's all sprint stuff, so we're looking pretty good in the overall, but our work is not done yet. Now, not much action in this one. There are a few minor climbs, but with Ooms, Banijek, and Cantor all up there. Wippert is the real favorite, but Wippert seems to be out of form. He has not done too well through the first stages, so I like our chances of at least gaining seconds again, potentially getting into the top 3. And amazingly, of all people, it's Ermino in the race lead, as he is our time trial specialist and got that boost on stage number 1. So we'll skip forward at least to that category 3 climb if the pace is hot enough, otherwise we'll jump in very late on. Final 36K in this one. We're actually up and over that climb already. Didn't really do too much damage, but we're seeing the after effects of it. First off, one rider from the break was split off. They've got themselves a good little lead here. It's going to be a minute and a half. It's not going to be easy to pull back here in the final 30K. The peloton itself, over the top, didn't split, but in the moments that followed, with that continued pace and the pressure that it put on, eventually splits started to come. But you can see that it continues to yo-yo, and at the moment, we've got a peloton of 44 riders. I'm actually going to see what's going on with those 44. Now, all 107 actually back together here, 24K to go. And we're down to a minute 5, so we are catching them pretty quick. That is 25 seconds gained over 7 kilometers. And when we really turn it on towards the end, they should be reeled in. And actually, most of those guys are now down to about 45, with just one rider left off the front. As they come back together, it's 43 seconds, 37 seconds, so yeah, no problem. You can see the damage was done on that climb. For us, we were in good shape, so it was moderate. For others, a bit more damning. But yeah, we're looking pretty good here coming up on our point of emphasis. And actually, there's the 5K banner. Let's see how these final 5K look. It looks like we're going to get an advanced preview of the sprint area. We're down to 16K, so I want to start forming up here in just a moment.
The finish line is getting close. The riders have just passed the 15 kilometers road sign. Oh, the list of those.
There's the finish coming up. So you can see it does wind quite a bit coming into it. Let's go ahead and get everybody formed. Ermino, free toe on the back, following Cantor, following Banishek, Ooms, and then. See, it's been a while since I recorded the other one. Actually, there's a fair bit to talk about from the last episode to this one. Now, the last episode came out actually the day that I'm recording this one, but the last episode came out the day after the end of the Tour de France. But I was out of town all weekend for the Tour de France, so I had done some recording ahead of time. And oh, Narvaez, definitely Narvaez. Or Owen. Owen's in 8th place. Narvaez. Yeah, okay. Owen. Narvaez. Iking. Get a move on. Narvaez, go ahead and use your gel. And here we go. So I missed the last 3 stages of the Tour de France. I've been watching everything up until that point. Day of. Not always live, but sometimes after west coast of the U.S. It's quite early in the morning, so I'd either catch the back half of the stage live or just watch the whole thing later on my replay. Ooh, Narvaez already kicking in. Okay, 10K to go. Those last 3 stages, though, it was awesome. High intensity, so much action, so much chaos. Not all of that chaos is good, but it certainly made it very, very exciting. Okay, Iking's all used up here. We're going to use up Narvaez, and we are looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and get Ooms ready now. 6.5K. We are splitting off the group as I continue to go 99s here. Narvaez, try to catch that ride, please. Owen does not have much left. I don't want him to go quite down to the very, very last bitter bit. Too late. Try to just grab on if you can. Wait. Hey. 3.2K. Get everybody used up here. Alright, so we still have Ooms. Can't quite attack it. These guys are already coming up. They're coming up pretty fast. Grosu, only 1 lead out man left though, so he's down further than we are on that. But here's that corner, so we've got to get inside. Okay, Ooms, 2.5K. Let's go a little bit further. There. Alright, so Ooms is going to sprint with what he's got left. Oh, Banijek and Cantor have not quite kicked in. Let's wait a little bit longer. Alright. Ooms, start your sprint. Banijek, come on. Where's that kick in? There you go. Alright, down to 1.4. We're back into a healthy position here. Even Ermino's still better placed than everybody else. So, Banijek. Heck of a lead out there, but Cantor not doing too well, but we're down to 400. Everybody sprint from here, and we'll see. Cantor probably will get over the top of Banijek and should get the win. Oh yes, yes he does. Max Cantor, Walter Wippert second, man's in third, Tuesday. Banijek comes in 5th, Ermino 10th. So Cantor will move into the race lead with another stage victory. Looking real good in this race so far. Anyway, stages 19, 20, and 21. I watched them all on Sunday after returning. I was at a wedding, by the way, which I was the officiant, the MC, and chief planner, and running things that day. So it was very busy. It was beautiful. It went well, but I hardly noticed because I was I was very active in what I was doing. But those last 3 stages, absolutely incredible. Watching 19, penultimate climb, and see the alternating attacks by Thomas, and then seeing Bernal go off, and then only a small number be able to chase him, and then him leave them behind before the top of the climb, down to Simon Yates second on that. And Alaphilippe losing as much time as he did, finally cracking after 18 stages of just brilliant riding way beyond his profile, which isn't far off from being a climber. I mean, as a punchy climber, it's not a massive transition to be a pure climber, but that's still, you've never seen him staying in those extreme climbs that steep, that long, just smooth, steady pace, as opposed to just accelerating off the front on something short and steep. So that puts Cantor into the race lead. Ermino second. We're now 20 seconds clear with Cantor. Banijek 5th. Owen is 8th. Ooms is 15th. For the sprints now, there you go. Cantor, Ermino, and Banijek 1, 2, and 3. Love it. Good race here. All right, stage 6. It's another sprint one. We'll skip straight into it, and I'll continue my analysis there. This is the classic lawyer Atlantique. It's not a big name race, and a quick glance down at the profile suggests that it's fairly flat, and then you start to look a little bit closer and you see just how jagged it is. And as you look at the section we just went through, it's up, down over these hills. Very short, very steep, and it's an almost constant undulation, up, down. So this is not stage 6 of Tour de Normandie that we were involved in. This is a same-day race. We've brought another team into this one. Vashek, McNulty, Koos, Kazhart, Barta, Bryan, and Mader. We've got 104 kilometers to go, so we've got plenty of distance to cover. We're going to speed things up for a while. 6 riders are off front. They have a 2.5 minute lead. And we've seen, oh gosh, 3, 4, maybe 5 crashes already in this one. So I don't know if it's that short, steep, up, down that you're getting. As here again, we hit another of those sections. So expect a small group finish on this one, even though it is no major climbing. I do expect the steepness of it to really do in a lot of riders and end up having probably 8, 10, 12, 20 riders left at the end to fight for that. So I do have a couple of sprint-capable guys here, one in particular in Bryan, but Bryan is not setting himself up for the sprint. Barta might be a little bit better climber than Mader, but Mader can sprint much better than Barta, and that's why Mader's the protected one today, just in case he could get there. I mean, they're pretty close on climbing ability, but Mader is definitely the better sprinter, so that's why he's getting protection, plus the -2 for Barta today. Koos and McNulty, of course, are the best riders here in the bunch, and McNulty's got that +2 on the race day condition, making it all the more likely that he should definitely at least be in that group at the end and can contend, even if he's not a great sprinter. But a 65 with a 71 acceleration today and a 76 resistance could and should allow him to go a little bit earlier than other riders around him. Maybe it'll keep him up near the front where he should be at the time, and while he won't have a great top speed, he'll have enough of an acceleration that he might be able to pull out a 3-4 bike length over the chasers and maybe, hang on to it. It's definitely going to be faster sprinters than him, but give it our best shot for this one-off race. We're starting to see splits already. This latest split, though, was not caused by the field being damaged. That was one of those crashes, which we continue to see those crashes pile up. You can see my 75 actually is already borderline, as we're starting to see some blinking red. And that's still 65k out, so that increase in pace is definitely going to start leaving those riders behind. So you can see just how stretched out we are right now. I mean, this entire block is the peloton spread across it. So one little break in the line is going to be hard to recover, especially on these climbs. And this is one of those sections where that really kicks in. So I could see some breaks coming pretty soon, but I've got my full team up near the front where they should be. And I'm going to push this up to 81 just in case. No split yet. Pace not quite there. It's a long time before I'm going to attack or do anything like that, as we're still 60 kilometers out. Don't want to waste any riders now. Though it's kind of tempting to send, I don't know, 1 guy, 2 guys forward now and hurt the field, and force the field to begin splitting. Actually, it might not be a terrible idea. Vashek and Kazhart would be the sacrificial lambs on that one. Maybe once we get over this climb, maybe I will start setting that up. Yeah, you can see just how steep it is. This one especially. But that little double up down right there.
It's survival of the fittest, and evolution doesn't seem
yeah, see, we're starting to see these splits here. Speaking of, there's two guys that at the moment are left behind. There we go, back into it. So you're gonna go relay. You're gonna relay. You're going to protect. Koos. Nolte. Mater will ride alone. We'll see what you can do with an 80 pace, where that puts you. So 53 kilometers to go. Vashek's got a ways to come forward. Cassart already up there at the moment. Just starting to ride into the wheels of the other teams that are leading, which, by the way, you can see there are a couple World Tour teams here. They certainly didn't show up with their top riders or anything to this race. But I do not have any favorites inside the top 10, so this is not expected to be an easy race. So these two riding in 80 doesn't seem to be doing anything right now. So let's push that up a bit more. 80. Actually, let's just select everyone and push them up to an 84. So we've got it covered. Also, do I need water one last time? I think I do.
There's more than a minute on the clock.
But
the brake seems to be working. Some team
go get water just in case. It looks like the bottle's half empty.
Given that the pack has increased its speed. A foul just took place on the pack. Several riders are on the ground.
Okay, we'll speed it up for a little bit. We'll ride with Barta, make sure things are good on the waterfront. He got the water. He was split, but the split fortunately came back together, and Barta has nearly recovered here. Cassart is struggling. He's supposed to be at the front, and he's the furthest back. Same with Vashek, so those two are really struggling. Okay. Now, Cassart, he's done. He's going backwards. Vashek has never even made it to the front. Peloton is shrinking, 60 riders. Cassart finally goes out the back. Okay, Vashek's done. He's got nothing left in the tank. We'll let him just hang in there as long as he can. Which, by the way, we're down to 26 kilometers just like that. You can see potential splits forming. Little groupings back here. Could start falling off. Brian is nearly done. So he'll be replaced by Mater here in a little bit. Or do I want to switch that off and focus more on who can sprint? Probably take a quick look at that.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high. The pack is increasing.
There you go. Vashek has been dropped. Brian's about to get dropped. That's going to cut it down to 35 in the peloton. There you go. Here's that small group that I was talking about. 18 kilometers left. I do have 4 riders left up here. So let's start comparing. Mater, 65 sprint with good acceleration. McNulty's in very good shape today. Koos, Koos and Mater. Koos, the better climber, he'll feel the effects left, but less. But Mater really is a better sprinter than Koos. They're all actually pretty similar. But instead of Mater protecting Koos, we're going to put Koos to protect Mater. Reverse of what I thought I was going to do with that initially, but... Okay, 33 riders. We just pulled in 2 from the break, so 35. Just 3 riders left, only 19 seconds ahead. I can form a sprint train of 4 here at about 8K to go, which means Barta, who's going to go at the front of that, will need to use, there you go, his gel now.
The riders are entering the last 10 kilometers of the stage.
Starting to see an acceleration. This is our time to accelerate. This is actually downhill now, so it's the perfect time to form up. Alright, so Mater. McNulty's the stronger rider and on the better condition. Mater never got water. Not sure what happened there. Alright, so Barta's going to start pushing. Koos, Mater, McNulty, all in line. $7K to go. Get Koos ready. We move to the front. This is going to start putting pressure on the group. We should see some riders falling off here in the next little bit. There you go. The numbers crumbling. Down 6 riders already.
Into the last 5 kilometers. Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
Okay, use their gels. 4.5K to go. Barta almost out of energy, and here we go, Koos.
The riders are going through a very tough portion of the percentages.
Koos can't even get past Barta. There we go. Koos sprint. Mater sprint. And McNulty. Oh, I got a 3-man break. We got this. We got this. We're going to win. We're going to take a 1-2. McNulty for the win. Gino Mater second. Koos is going to hang on for a good finish as well. 5th, actually. I thought he was going to drop to 6th, but he takes 5th place. So a 1, 2, and 5 for us. Excellent, excellent result as we not only get the win, but we get 3 guys into the top 5, a second one on the podium as well. That energy at the end was unmatched by a lot of the riders that were left. Tour de France. After that climb, after Bernal went over, well clear, looking so strong, looking very deserving, like he was going to take the yellow jersey anyway, as they're going down the other side. You have the crazy, crazy weather, the heavy snow, and then the landslide, and then just the road totally covered, and they call the race, and everybody's looking around at that point going, it's dry, what are you talking about? Freaking out. Seeing, what was that, Uran and Alaphilippe, the both of them just freaking out. It sucks that that happened, and it created utter chaos, but it was still such an exciting stage. And I think they did the right thing in the way that they called it. And then, stage 20, right? After the chaos of 19, you're just kind of ready to go back to how things are normal. And then go to start stage 20, and they've shortened it by 100K. And then it's like, what? And then, of course, it's ultimately the same issue, concern. And so, again, I get it. I understand why they end up shortening the stage. because of the risk, but chaos. And then it's just straight up one big massive climb, and that's the entire stage, which made it really exciting because it was, what was that, 36K or whatever, just flat out. Just, let's go, guys. We're going to climb. And we're going to climb hard. And we end up winning by 13 seconds here, by the way. So that's definitely going to be the team classification, yes. So now on to stage 6 for Tour de Normandie. That's a sprint one. We'll jump into that as soon as we can, but I suppose I better finish at least stage 20. We'll talk stage 21 when we're out there for stage 6. But just that flat out. But as soon as I saw that the stage was shortened, I knew that Bernal had it won. There just wasn't enough time, and it was just one long tough climb, and that's his bread and butter. So it was like, oh, okay, Bernal's gonna keep the yellow jersey. It still ended up being a very exciting stage, and poor Alaphilippe, continuing to plummet there. But still, it was good stuff. I was so much drama, so much excitement. We'll talk stage 21, though. Stage ready for me to begin, but we'll skip towards the back end. Final 28 kilometers here on stage number 6, and the field just split moments ago. I don't know if it's going to come back together or if that split will hold or not. The breakaway group still hasn't been caught, but they are now at that point where they're desperate and trying to hang on. You can see them just ahead of us. Field's looking good, ready to fight for the sprint. And speaking of sprint finishes, Tour de France, stage 21, final stage, into the Champs-Élysées in Paris. The stage there always adds drama, but it's always a procession as much as everything. I mean, you're once you've seen it enough times, enough years of it, I don't know, for me it's starting to lose its luster a little bit, but it's still so iconic that I would freak out if I didn't see it at the end. A little bit early to form up here. What am I doing? Let's just hold 99s for a little bit here. Okay, well, we can form up without really doing anything. Oh, there's an idea. I just kind of gradually move towards the front. I like that. I like that. We'll use your gel, but we're going to move you up slowly, like 91-ish. Anyway, so slowly over time it's lost its luster for me. It's not as exciting as it is to see the final stage as it used to be, but it was still a good one, good sprint finish, and Caleb Ewan looked so good. I mean, I've always liked Caleb Ewan, but I never thought that he was a top tier sprinter. I always considered him to be that second tier, the almost not quite will get the occasional win, but the occasional win is what he'll get. And then all of a sudden, Caleb Ewan wins 3 stages this year in his first Tour de France, which was actually surprising for me as long as he's been around, and I've really known Caleb Ewan, not just only in this game, but through a lot of other races, which I'm so grateful that in the US, Tour de France used to be all we got, but that has really changed in recent years. Alright, we're going to start pushing here. Oh, hey, Owen. Thanks for... What are you guys... Are you sprinting? What are you doing? Okay, this is actually kind of along the lines of what I wanted to do anyway, now that we're here. I was going to talk about it briefly. Anyway, congratulations, Caleb Bowen. Great Tour de France. Really enjoyed it. Loved it. Okay, moving on. Now, I wanted to start the sprint later this stage, which very well could cost me the sprint. But the reason for that is Banaszek is just a few seconds out of third place overall. At this point, Cantor looks like he's got the win wrapped up. So I thought about switching Banaszek and Cantor and was like, I could do that. Or I could just try to get both of them into the podium. We'll try that this stage. If it doesn't work, next stage, as long as we're still comfortable in the lead, I'll probably make Banaszek the main sprinter. But this time I'm trying to give him that little bit later of a start so that he can survive to the end. And why have these guys' gels not kicked in? Now they're starting to kick in. Surprised though by Owen's sprint doing enough damage to Banaszek and Cantor all the way down the line. Wow, hello, we are now already there. We're down to 800 meters. That says 1K right there though, doesn't it? Let's wait a little bit longer. Okay, Banaszek. There's Grosu. Cut him off. Oh, we didn't cut him off. Banaszek is looking for third though. He's looking good for third. I'm not even gonna sprint Cantor. Ooh, ooh, oh, oh, oh! Okay, all right. Those guys went too early. They went too early. They faded. Grosu, Manson faded. Now I wish I had sprinted Cantor, but Banaszek hangs on and takes the win. Cantor takes 4th, Ooms 8th, Rubido 6th, oh, and 12th were all over it there. So that was nice. That was unexpected, you know, coming into that final 100 meters. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Banaszek's going to take third. He'll get the 4 seconds he needs. And then all of a sudden those guys just faded. See that little uphill? Just that little uphill. So it's a good thing that we went late. Huh? Banaszek was in good form too. His sprint was actually a 75 today, so it's a good day to go for it. Well, no, Cantor wouldn't have. If anything, Cantor would have won and Banaszek would have been second, getting ahead of those two if I had sprinted Cantor at the right time, but I think he still would have been 4th. I don't think he would have overtaken Banaszek before the end there. Banaszek was on a flyer.
And here are the key moments of the race.
That's the key moment of the race. The fans watching and waiting. Alright, so true to my word, Banaszek moves up from 5th to 3rd, 2 seconds behind Ermino. Cantor in the lead. We'll do a normal sprint next time, leading out for Cantor as long as his form is still good. And Banaszek doesn't force me to take him over Cantor. Either way, if Banaszek wins the next stage, it's still Cantor for the overall win. It would just move Banaszek ahead of Ermino, but there you go. We now have a 1-2-3. Owen in 9th, Ooms in 15th. We do see that some riders have lost some time out there, so there were time gaps after 27th. And I apologize. I've forgotten who it was that pointed out to me in the comments. I saw it when I got back on Sunday and responded to comments and saw everything. It was mentioned to me that it was a confidence rider, and it should be Buani, but it was not Nasser Buani. It was younger brother, potentially. I don't know this Buani, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's his younger brother. Just a Barador at this time at 23 years of age. Good to know. I stand corrected on that. It was not Nasser Bouhanni. Okay, one stage left in this one. But there is also another single day race in the same area where the last race was on the previous day. Not sure which order it's going to go in, whether it's going to pop up the other one or this one. Decent payout for winning the Atlantique race. It is the other one. So Chalet, Payday. Sorry, my French, certain words I've got down. This one, not sure. Lawyer, not sure. Pretty sure that's Cholet on that one, but again, could be wrong there as well. But anyway, this one, much more of a sprint. It's still undulating. It's still that same region, but it is not the constant up-down. So this time, sprinters could and should make it to the end, meaning Miguel Bryan will be the man of the hour today, so we'll be riding more for the sprinters. But guys like Mader and, what was it, Nolte last time, they'll get the nod again, other than Bryan. With an expected sprint finish, we quickly move on towards the end. 40K and counting, and checking out the profile. Nothing too steep, but there's definitely some undulation before the end. Two decent little climbs in there, almost 3. So it's not flat, and kind of watching the percentages, it does tick above that 3 or below that 3 mark every once in a while. So downhill, mountains and hills ratings are going to be used, and we're down to final 10K. Briefly, quickly slow down here, and didn't realize that we were that far that fast. That's what happens when you are giving commentary and watching from the helicopter or from the motorbikes. It is a much better idea, if you want to be effective consistently in this game, to focus and keep the camera on your riders, so you know when these kind of things come up. And ×8 speed, not always your best friend. The longer you play, the more you use it. The more you use it when you haven't played and don't know when things are coming, the more you make mistakes. So, but again, the longer you play, the more you're willing to take a little bit of risk. We're still just fine here. But that did cost me a little. Now, Bryan is definitely the sprinter. I think Gino Mader is probably the next best option. Or McNulty with his good form. And then Mader. And then I think we had Barta. Yes. Vashek. Not too bad. Venipol actually is quite terrible as a sprinter, so he's actually going to go first. So he's going to give us this nice haul coming in, and let's use Cassart's gel as well. We're going to push pretty hard, pretty quick, because we're already just 9.5K out, and just now coming forward. So Venipol getting up there, stay wide here so we can get outside. There we go. Oh, nice timing too. Little uphill section. This will do some damage and give us a chance to get a little bit ahead as he goes over the top. $6K. Venipol just now done, so that was a good turn. He gave us 3.5K off front, split the field quite quickly. Cassart not lasting long at all, but hey, he lasted at least, right? Okay, Vashek also not lasting long. In fact, look at that. He's not even distanced Cassart, who has no energy. 2.5K. Barta. Go, go, go. We are going to start sprinting. Barta, sprint.
And there goes the mad burst for the final
Mader, sprint. Come on, guys. You are losing the wheel very quickly here. McNulty, at least you give me your sprint. I'm going to try to shoot you across to the right. Hopefully Bryan can get through. That seems to be where the space is. Bryan's not even getting a clean chance here. Mater's in the best place. Should be on the podium. FDJ's taking the win. Sinkeldam. Nasser Bouhanni, so there you go. Bouhanni is at this race. He takes second. Gino Mater does manage to get third. We got a little caught up in it. Started things much too late, setup-wise. I threw it off, so that was all my bad. I mean, I quickly went into that pause, but it was a little late. Wrong guys, wrong time. Miguel Bryan never had much of a chance. He tried to sprint from, what, 400 meters out as about 12th wheel. So he finished about, 12th wheel. Never really got going. I do get quite a few guys all over the top 15, though, so it'll be worth some points. Not the greatest result, but we were definitely not on the list of favorites. So to get one guy on the podium in third, not too bad. Decent race. One stage left for Tour de Normandy.
Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Here's the breakaway group. 5 riders. They're down to just 30 seconds over the field.
15 kilometers to the finish line.
And we are now 15K away, so we're going to ride back here in the field. There's that breakaway just ahead of us. Nearly reeled in. We got a little bit of downhill towards the end, but we are through most of that already. Otherwise, it's fairly flat going in. So with 12K, let's go ahead and form up, and we'll start the attack. Romano, as always, catching the free ride as he's in the top 3, but no sprinter. Cantor back to normal sprint duties today. Banaszak. And then it's Ooms, Owen, Face, Viking, Gel. And we'll start push. And we're going to push pretty hard on this one. See if we can't get one more out of it. For amount of downhill. Nothing extreme though, but it'll allow us to push a little bit harder, drive a little bit faster towards the end. Didn't expect it to be technical, but apparently it is. 8K is all that's left already. Viking just brought us nearly 5K because of that little downhill section. Here goes Narvaez. We're just now reeling in the brake. And with this little downhill, I kind of want to get these guys moving. Oh, and 5K to go. Get into a little more speed. Ermino, get you ready. Okay, here comes the speed. On. Tack on. How are we looking? You guys. Gosh, iKing is still just holding right there. Ooms, we need to start. Okay. Banaszak hasn't quite kicked in, but it should be any second. Cantor already has. Ooms already has, and they went at the same time. So here we go. Ooms. Give it your all. 1.9K, that's 3 guys. There we go. We do have a slight uphill right now. Ooh, all the way to the finish, actually. But now we're in good shape. You can already see we are distancing the rest of the field. Banaszak. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Cantor, a little more. There we go. Sprint all. Did Ermino hang in there? Yes. Cantor's got a chance if he can find space. Banaszak also has a chance here, at least to hang on to a podium. I'm going to have Banaszak peel left. Ooh, Banaszak's going to hang on.
Well, nobody can dispute that win.
Grossu takes second. Cantor fourth. So 2 stages in a row. Banaszak 1, Cantor 4. Ermino is 6th. So Banaszak will move into 2nd place overall in this race. Cantor will take the win. Ermino should hang on to 3rd there. Grossu, I know he picked up some time, but I don't know if he lost any at some other point. What a race, though. Total domination.
And here are the race highlights that we've selected for you.
Just solid performance this whole episode. I mean, we had one race, yeah, okay. I mean, we got on third. That was our worst result in this episode. There you go. Cantor, Banishek, Ermino, Owen in the top 10. Ooms stays in 15th. Night King and Narvaez 2021. Grossu moved up to 4th place. Got sprint jersey. Nothing in the mountains. We had 0 points by the end of the race. That was all breakaway stuff. Under 25s, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 11, and 12. And then team competition by 1 whole whopping second over Cofidis. That's going to be worth some points. Definitely worth some points. Ineos on top. We are on top for 100 points ahead of Cofidis. And 15th. 15th. Woo! I like it. Rookie year. First season. Now, there's a massive gap from us to Movistar. So, we're getting into 14 teams that are solidly doing something in World Tour. Katusha Alpecin, AG2R, Dimension Data struggling. CCC struggling. For the most part, that's pretty consistent with real life, other than AG2R, I think, doing a bit better than on here. Movistar is a bit low from where you would expect them to be. But otherwise, yeah, pretty consistent. It's really tight, though. I mean, you talk about from EF Education first in third down to Movistar. It's 400 points. But that's going to do it for this episode. Little boost to the sponsor confidence, a little bit higher. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record.